Hey guys, today I'm going to talk about multiplying when you've got unknowns. So here I've got 3 times 2x. So there's a couple of different ways to think about this. I can think about if I've got 3 times lots of 2, x could be anything. Let's say that x was xylophones. So if I've got 3 lots of 2 xylophones, how many do I have? So I can try and think about that if it's relatively simple. It would be 6 xylophones. Or the other thing I could do is write this in expanded form. So 3 times 2 times x. And then what I'm going to do is group all of my numerals together and all of my unknowns together. So I can do this sum and leave this alone. 3 times 2 is 6 times x. Now in algebra you might have learned that if you've got a number times an unknown, you can leave out the times sign and just call it 6x, where that means 6 times x. Now something a little more complex, 2a times 4b. So I've now got 2 unknowns. So I'm going to write this in expanded form. So 2 times a times 4 times b. Now what I talked about before was grouping all of the numerals together and all of the unknowns together. So I know I'm allowed to multiply in whatever order I want to, whichever order makes it easiest. So by grouping my numerals together, I can find out what 2 times 4 is. 8 times a times b. All right, now I don't need these multiplication signs, so I can just call this 8ab. Getting a little bit more complex again, I've got x squared times 4x. So again, writing it in expanded form. X times 4 times x. And now grouping the numerals, well there's only one together at the front, times x times x times x. Which is 4 times, hopefully you learned that this is x to the power of 3 when you did index laws. And then I don't need this multiplication sign, so it's just 4x cubed. Now you might have been able to see that straight from here and jump straight down to there. Basically what we've done is we've multiplied the coefficients together, the coefficient of this one being 1, 4 times 1 is 4, and then multiplied x squared by x, getting x cubed. Okay, even more complex again, I've now got 3 different parts to this multiplication. So I can start by looking at the coefficients and multiplying them together. So I've got 3 times 4 times 5. Then looking at my a's, so times a squared, those 2. And then my b's, times b, being that one. And now collecting everything. So 4 5s are 20 times 3 is 60, a cubed, b squared. So if you can jump straight from there to there to there, that's fantastic. If that was too big of a jump, if your brain's going, right now, I'm going to write it in expanded form. So it's 3 times a times b times 4, now a squared is a times a, times 5 times b. Now like we talked about before, I'm grouping all of the numerals together at the front. So that's 3 times 4 times 5. Now grouping all of the a parts, times a times a times a. Yep. Now all of the b's. And it's exactly the same as before. So 3 times 4 times 5 up here was 60. Same thing, 60. I've got 3 a's here. So that's a cubed. And 2 b's, b squared. And we're leaving out those multiplication signs because we don't need them.